Hi guys, welcome back to another set of roster reviews today. I have Maverick Ag with me one more time. I don't know why I said it's the last time, but anyways, Maverick Ag, how are you doing today, man?
I'm good. It better not be the last time.
Sounds good. So we have a different set of roster reviews for you guys today. Well, at least one little different one than what we're normally seeing. Gamer Starks has been featured on this channel again. He's back to ask for another set of roster advice to help progress his account even further. So guys, if you're ready for our advice and more, you know what to do. Sit back, relax, and let's get into it. Alright, so Gamer Starks has asked for us to give him advice on a couple of things. We're not going to be able to cover everything today, so Gamer Starks, if you're watching, we are not going to cover Doom Raids specifically in this video, so if you're really interested in doing Doom Raids, just apply again, just ask for Doom Raids next time, and we'll be more than happy to do that separately. But we're going to focus on Doom War Chapter 2, and the last time you were here, we did Doom War Chapter 1, so I do want to help you progress with that content, get a few more characters to be able to farm, be able to get more gear to farm if you need it, and Gamma Raids, since we do have like 3 weeks to get ready for Gamma Raids. So without that said, let's jump into his MSF.gg.
Well, I just want to say real quick,
Sure.
and you can throw this on here. Gamer Starks, don't bother bringing Moon Knight to DD4. Just don't. It's not worth it. Save your Mystic gear for a new warrior.
Yeah, especially if we don't get Cloak and Dagger. All right, so we're here into MSF.gg, and this is not Gamer Starks MSF.gg. This is one of mine. I just wanted to see to point out the trait requirements for Doom War Chapter 2. We have AIM, Mercenary, Wakanda for the first 3. We have Hand, Marauders, Spider-Verse for the next 3 after that. And then it ends with Black Order, Hydra, and Power Armor. So let's kick this off by taking a look at what he could possibly use for the first set of chapters. So we've went through all these traits. AIM, Mercenary, Wakandans. There is just across the board a lack of investment in all of them. And when I see something like this, I tend to just give people the advice of what has been proven to be the most efficient clear at the lowest collection power, which takes the least amount of investment. And for you, Gamer Starks, my friend, that is going to be AIM. That is traditionally Science Supreme, Graviton, Assaulter, Security, and then there you can choose between Researcher and Amostrosity. You do have more red on Researcher, so I would tend to give you that advice to go that route. Maverick, before we get to the next 3 sections, anything you'd like to add here?
Yeah, I feel like you already have a decent amount invested in Shuri. Okay. And Shuri could be used to possibly save some time. And she's way more viable in other game modes than a lot of those AIM characters. So I would build them up in the order of Scientist Supreme, Graviton, AIM, Security, and then I guess Researcher he had the high red stars on. Or which one had Assaulter?
Assaulter has the highest possibility, yes.
Then I would do Assaulter and then throw in Shuri as the 5th, and see if that works, and then if not, maybe Researcher.
All right, sounds good. Let's go to the next chapter. All right, we didn't even go and look at Marauders or even look at Hand, because the simple answer here is going to be the Spider-Verse characters, and that's going to be the symbiotes. And since you have them all unlocked, they don't need to be like fantastically started up like they need to be for like Doom Raids or anything like that. But I think he has enough here in his symbiotes to get the job done. Would you agree, disagree? What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, Doc Ock has a lot in his kit that you could very easily swap out one of these characters for Doc Ock. Maybe Scream, just if you want to save some investment. Normally I don't recommend that, but we're also not talking about raids here either, so it's just a single node trying to get through quickly sort of a deal. So Doc Ock has healing, and Doc Ock can slow characters, can bring an extra summon out, flip buffs as well. So and that's not ever going to be a terrible investment either. So yeah, definitely symbiotes with Doc Ock. My personal recommendation would be to invest more in Scream than Venom, but it's whatever you need to do to get through. But yeah, stick with Spider-Verse. Only invest in Hand to the very, very, very rare bare minimum that you need for that monthly challenge.
Yes.
And then Marauders is a war defense team that I wouldn't invest anything into outside of Mr. Sinister for Dark Dimension. So, I mean, honestly, he's got a 70k Mr. Sinister. You could drop that in on that team, too.
All right.
That's going to give you healing, and you could clone a character It's not
True.
a terrible option either.
Okay. All right, and then let's check out the last three chapters. We have Black Order, Power Armor, Hydra.
I mean, so in order just to get through it,
Yeah.
like
There was,
Black Order, the three Black Order characters that he does have, plus Falcon plus Baron Zemo is going to get you done. That's realistically uh, the best option that he has that will save him that will keep him the shortest amount of time and make the best use of his roster. If he somehow gets Ebony Maw unlocked before the time he finishes, then go full Black Order plus Baron Zemo. Because on the boss node, or excuse me, the boss node, I guess it's what 2-9. You
yes.
get gifted Thanos, so
Yeah.
he becomes fully empowered, and you have a full Black Order team for that node. So yeah, if you can get Ebony Maw by that time, then definitely go full Black Order plus Baron Zemo. But Falcon has some versatility and some use. Um, you're an Inhumans.
I
That's
know.
not
I was just seeing how close he was to Ebony Maw.
Oh, right.
So I'm
Gotcha.
trying to think where Karnak is located. He's not. Oh, he's in Nexus Chapter 8, right? With Thanos. Yeah. So he should.
Yes, Nexus Chapter 8.
So he should have access to Karnak to get Ebony Maw at this point.
Yeah.
All right. All right. Go ahead.
No, that's all I was gonna say is Black Order plus Zemo, or in lieu of that, if you can't get Ebony Maw, Falcon has some viability as a blaster for blaster challenges, and in the past,
Yeah.
so it's not the worst investment in the world
Yeah.
to bring up Falcon individually.
All right. Sounds good. All right. So let's move on to Gamma Raids. All right. So his Gamma Raid, he's told me that he runs the Avengers Spider-Verse line. So he runs this, the Pimtech Wakandan, which is absolutely currently the worst line to run in Gamma since they added Heroes for Hire here in the middle, and ends with the normal X-Men Spider-Verse type thing. So let's start here. Let's go to this roster, Avenger and Spider-Verse. All right, so for the first set of lines, Spider-Verse, Avengers, one thing I do want to call out real quick, we're not going to recommend this for Gamer Starks today because we know he doesn't have all the Secret Avengers unlocked, but Secret Avengers are actually viable for the Avenger line. Trust me, I run the Secret Avengers in Gamma. I know they're there. I run the line. So they are viable, and they're also a really good option because they're someone you have to invest in anyways for Doom Raids. So it's not a bad option if you run this line and you can get your hands on all three of them. All three will be farmable very soon. But with that said, what are you going to recommend for him here today?
I mean, Spider-Verse gives you through two sections, especially symbiotes.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's literally what we talked about just a little bit ago for building for the Doom War chapter.
Yeah.
And I would run through that at least for this first, and then also mostly the last section as well.
Yeah, you're gonna kill a lot of birds with one stone today. One, Doom War Chapter 2, Gamma Raid. They start and they finish. And right now they're your only. If you're gonna, we talked about Doom Raids is one of the things that we were skipping today. But once again, only currently the real only bio option for Doom Raids. So there we go. So the next section is probably the hardest. Pimtech Wakanda. Let's take a look and then we'll come back with advice. All right. So we've taken a look at the Pimtech Wakandans. I am going to let Maverick take the lead on this one because he does run this lane himself, and I'm going to let him explain what he currently runs on. We do see one big problem with scaling this up, but first off, what do you recommend for him?
So, I mean, let's talk about the core of the team for a Pimtech Wakanda lane.
Yeah.
And you're talking about Ghost, who is a Dark Dimension 4 viable character that dodges and is going to be on every iteration. He's working on him. Great. I think that's awesome. The other core member is Shuri, a legendary character that has great sustain, which you're going to need in this section with the defense up and the healing and the energy generation. And then realistically, you need to put 3 characters around them that are going to do a moderate amount of damage and aren't going to immediately die. So personally, my first character that I added to run there is Killmonger. Killmonger can also be used as a mercenary and can be used a lot more has a lot more versatility
Yeah.
in different lanes. So if you get swapped or something, investing in Killmonger will still have some viability to him. He can heal. He has great synergy with Shuri. He's decent in damage. And then at that point, you're kind of looking at a tank. You need somebody that will at least fake taking hits, and I don't recommend M'Baku. I recommend more Stature. She has synergy with Ghost. She can give off the energy off of her ultimate that will allow Ghost to use her ultimate more often. She can also has the sometimes ability to dodge. If you happen to have a 6 red star Ant-Man, she pairs really well with a high Ant-Man. So that might be where I would personally go. And you might go more defensive oriented, more sustain with that trio there with Shuri and Killmonger. Personally, I run Black Panther, and I have my Black Panther at about 58, 59K. And I think I have 1 or 2 T4s into Black Panther, and he just does barely enough damage to when you get an offensed up ultimate with the charge. You can kind of kill like 3 or 4 characters and then kind of get a little bit of a ball rolling to get wave by wave done by hook or crook. You know what I mean? It's this section sucks. There's no question about it. Pimtech was a Scopely bag that they tried to sell us for Dark Dimension. Wakanda was a Scopely bag that they tried to sell us for raids. Both teams are absolutely trash and have one good character in them, which is Shuri and Ghost. And you just kind of have to cobble together the rest. Unfortunately, it sucks.
Yeah, Gamer Starts, given your red star situation, even in just Killmonger, like you're either one, you're gonna have to talk to your alliance to get you out of this lane, or two, you're gonna have to end up putting red stars, unfortunately, in these characters. And I don't really know if I'd really call that a smart investment at this point. Or your alliance is just going to have to do lower difficulty gamma raid. It's one or the other. Something's got to give there, and it's really asking a player to put extra red stars into Killmonger. I would definitely make sure the alliance checks their other people in their alliance to see who's got the red stars to handle this lane, because the person who's got the red stars is the person who should be designated to do this lane. Personal opinion, personal takeaway, no bias because I don't know who else is in your alliance. It's just my personal takeaway out there. So with that said, let's move on to pretty much the last section, because we've already said we'll do symbiotes at the very end. And I think I'll really only have like one requirement for this. This lane does take Brotherhood, Mercenaries, and X-Men, but honestly, if you want to do this thing on auto, there's only one real solution.
It's 100% correct. You use Astonishing X-Men.
Yeah. I don't think you have enough investment yet at the highest difficulty to flip this in auto, but I can tell you with like proper investment, Astonishing X-Men, even at the highest difficulty, 4.3, Astonishing X-Men autos those lanes. But you got enough to get you started. You have the characters. You just have to invest in them more, and you should have no problem taking care of these. You still play it manually until you're very comfortable, but I can tell you once you properly get these characters invested, it's going to be no problem. Save yourself some time, flip it in auto, and go. Any other thing you want to say about Gamma before we end this review?
Put it in Kree just for 1 second.
Sure.
Because the boss in the Pimtech Wakanda section does allow you to use Kree.
Okay.
So if you can cobble your way to get to the boss, you can use Phyla-Vell and Captain Marvel and Minerva, which is what I use with Ghost and Shuri.
All right, yeah, that's great there. All right, with that said, Gamer Starks, man, I hope you enjoyed this roster review. And we got one more to share with you guys, but before we do, and if you guys are interested in how to get your own roster review, I'm going to show you guys how to do that right now. Are you interested in having your roster reviewed by Maverick and I in this quick format roster review, helping you out in a game mode or two? If you are, all you need to do is join my Discord. The link to that is in the description down below. Then all you need to do is find the video section, find roster reviews, and there you'll find the latest roster review application where you can submit your request to have your roster reviewed by Maverick and I in a YouTube format. So if you need help clearing any content in the game, don't hesitate, apply today. Our next roster review is Angel. One, he wants a goal towards building towards Doomray 2, and that's pretty much how we're going to break this down. He did request a war defense review, but as a member of my alliance, I really can't in good conscience do this to my alliance leader. So we are going to give some suggestions based on the second point. Who should I add for my 2 additional slots coming next patch? So I think we'll each just take our time, probably giving out a a thing what the two of us are planning on doing currently. All right. So first off, before we really get in this roster by Doom Rays to see where he's at, he did ask the question, the war. And obviously, I don't have his war defense with me. I don't think my Alliance leader would love that if I did that. But the two additional slots coming, and obviously by the time this video is released, it's already going to be in the game. What is your current plan to do with those two additional slots?
Honestly, I look at it not as you have two additional war defense slots. I look at it as you need to use at least 22 teams in war. And you have to look at it as, all right, what are my 22 teams and where are they going to fit best?
Yeah.
And there are certain teams that are definite war defense teams, your Heroes for Hires, your Fantastic Four with She-Hulk, your Marauders, your Merc teams. And then beyond that, once you get past that, to me, I go, what are my 12 best war offense teams? Slot those in. What are the rest? Like, yeah. What are the other, 6 teams that I need to throw in? And then I slot in those.
Yeah.
So like I just did this, prep planning. And it kind of sucks that my war defense is like I'm gonna have a really bad war defense team, like a sub 400K, war defense team. But I'm more concerned about war offense than I am about war defense, and so I'd rather spend a little bit extra on offense than defense.
Yeah,
and we'll just go from there. That's personally, I mean, like you just need to go through your roster and figure out who are your 22 to 24 best teams. And then rank them and slot them in offensive versus defense.
Yeah. So yeah, I think that's a great point. I mean, me personally, if I don't have the current, I have all my teams made up on MSF.gg, who my offense teams are, who my defense teams are. Honestly, I'm going to look at the characters that are currently not on a team at all, and they're probably going to go through on defense, because I don't know how the new war is going to go. I don't know how active my alliance is going to be. Like, are we still going to go hardcore? Like, I think there's a lot of like shifting going on to figure out like where do we belong, type of thing. In activity, I know we've already changed our war time. We're now moving from 9 p.m. my time to 3 p.m. my time. So our war zone, we've changed our war zone already, and it's not even here yet. There's going to be a lot of shifting alliances. So I wouldn't get too hung up on war. There's going to be a lot more data, especially once you get your hands on it. You can see how it feels for you, your alliance, so on and so forth. So, Angels, you're in my alliance. I would definitely just, after the first war, second war, whatnot, just start asking for feedback from our leadership to see exactly like what's the direction we're going to go. Because honestly, it's a really open book, depending if we're going to be hardcore, casual, or how we're going to handle it. So I don't think there's anything really more to say about war. He did ask for a war defense review. Angels, man, if you really want that, send that to me in a DM. I'll talk to the people within our alliance to make sure that I'm not breaking anything. We might end up doing it with people within our alliance just to, protect that information from getting out, because they are very protective. So with that said, let's take a look at the Doom characters. And honestly, Angels is bigger than I am, so I'm expecting to see a lot of stable stuff from him. I think more we're looking to maybe confirm what he's been working on versus like saying that you're missing something. And I can already see it in bio here. There's already a lot of characters properly invested in, some characters that I wouldn't even think of, like Red Skull, that are probably at 6 red, probably not a bad character overall. Any notes you want to add here? Symbiotes are already there, and they're maxed out. There's really nothing we can do except for, the T4s, except for keep putting more levels into them. I don't know.
I see what he's already doing.
Okay.
In anticipation something of a rumor, and I just want to warn people about this. Like, and Angels is fine. What he's done is fine for where he is in his roster. But I know there's a rumor that Winter Soldier is going to be on a bio raid team. Don't invest in Winter Soldier for that purpose until it's announced.
Yeah.
You know, they could change it. They could, drop him off completely, and then you have a completely used to character again. Like, there's no problem with that if you have the resources to do that, but I never ever recommend pre-building characters based off of rumors.
Yeah.
I'll say this from my personal experience. I'm ready to go to spend resources into Wolverine and Sabretooth.
Yeah.
And that's something that has basically been announced, but we don't know what it is. And we're recording this 2 days before, 2 or 3 days, hopefully, before the patch goes live. I'm not. I'm gonna wait until I see the actual statistical numbers and see this is what you're gonna get with the new patch with these characters
Yeah.
before I actually make that investment.
I would
And so
I would plug come hang out with me on Tuesday on Twitch, but by the time you see this video, it's already been past Tuesday. Uh, but
send him a DM and be like, "Come hang with me on Twitch tomorrow."
yeah. So the only thing that I could say to that, I mean, yeah, be careful about spending stuff on rumors that are not confirmed at this point. But the only thing that I would say that he didn't overly do it is the fact that he has Winter Soldier exactly stopped at a 7th Red Star for a Mega Red. The G14, the ISO level, and everything. Like it's
No, sure.
Yeah,
That's exactly perfect. And you're right. That is probably why he ended up doing that, and he had the time and the resources to do that.
Yeah.
Which is smart. That way, he's like, I'm done with this. I don't have to touch it again.
Yeah.
I think that's smart. But I just wanted to warn people that if you're doing it based off of there's a rumor about Thunderbolts and Winter, so just wait.
Yeah.
Just wait.
All right. Like I said, bio looks great. Nothing there. Like I said, if anything, you're just going to have to keep plugging levels away, as I know our alliance is looking to somehow finagle our way into Doom 2. So let's go Mutant. Once again, a lot of the characters that are suggested. Holy crap, dude. Let me just look at the Astonishing X-Men here quick before I get sidetracked on everything else. I feel like I'm missing somebody. I am missing somebody. Kitty's down there. Dang. He might be jumping the gun here. Holy smokes. Obviously, by the time this video comes out, you guys are already going to know what the reworks are to Wolverine and Sabretooth. But this is before we know that for sure. Another one, he does have 6 red into him, so he's definitely probably have watched someone else's content, watched them do this. I know Tana did this already, where he's like, oh, I believe in him so much, I'm just maxing him out. I would lean towards hoarding resources to confirm than believe a rumor or hope something's as good as they say it is, than jumping the gun. I don't know if that's the reason why they're maxed out. He could have done it a long time ago for all I know, as he does have Phoenix maxed out. He does have some other Marauders maxed out, so it might just be a case of this was done for another reason, but just in case it wasn't, just another warning to be careful when dealing with rumors. Anyone's thoughts you want to give here on Secretive or on Mutant?
I mean, I would run based off of his roster. I would run Astonishing X-Men full team. I would not invest more in Kitty Pryde until I saw his new Warriors and know that they were completely done. Yeah. In terms of miasmas, but like you could easily drop Iceman and Kitty for that massive 7 Red Star long shot with Shatterstar and have that work. Yeah. But I can't see him having an issue, especially if he's doing what I'm assuming that he's doing, and will eventually be taking all these characters up to 85 naturally, just as he increases in his power level.
Let's go to the next trait, and that's going to be Mystic. We got Adam Warlock, Deathpool, Thanos, Surfer, Doom. I mean, great red stars, just flat out great red stars. Dagger and Cloak are already invested into.
He already has a G15 Deathpool and a G15 Cloak, so he's safe to put orange gear into Kitty Pryde now, because he's dealing with miasmas.
Great shape. I don't think we
never mind.
Yeah. All right, I don't think we need to spend your time here. The best characters are already like maxed out. So
all I will say is new Warriors first, Cloak, Dagger, Deathpool, and then I would do Adam Warlock and Silver Surfer because of their star levels.
Yeah. All right. Let's go skill. We have Gamora, Kestrel, Cap Sam, Moon Dragon, Proxima Midnight, Nick Fury, Baron Zemo, Corvus Glaive, Maria Hill, Sharon Carter, Punisher. I feel like nope, they're all there. Once again, you have the best of the best. I see you're ranking them up as you level up too, which is not bad. I'm assuming he has a lane where he has to do skill early. I wish I had a lane where I do skill early. I never get to do skill. It's at the end. Anyways, any thoughts here?
Secret Adventures, Kestrel, Gamora, and he's already built up Nick Fury for the Omega Red. He's
He's set.
He's basically unlocking Omega Red as long as he can get the farm on Maria and Sharon Carter, which I'm
Yeah.
assuming he will.
I
So
mean, I'm assuming based on past experience that either Maria Hill or Cap Sam or both are going to be the intended bottleneck of Omega Red, because Sharon Carter, she was an event campaign, so they know a lot of free to play players are already going to have her 4 or 5. So she'll most likely, highly likely, will be a more easier farm or even given to us early to farm.
mhm.
One of these two, if not both of them, will be released at the last minute, and it will be a difficult farm like the War Sword, which we've seen them do numerous of times.
The only other thing that I will say, if you'll scroll down just a little bit,
Sure.
because he is where he is, and this is just because he is where he is. Shang-Chi is someone that I would individually invest in just because his power level is so great. What they've done with his kit, especially in all of the minor reworks that they've done to increase his viability outside of the team, in the team. He's a great character. Like, I would definitely consider just building him up individually if you have some extra skill gear laying around, even if you're not using him on a raid team necessarily. For where he is specifically, because he seems really good in all areas of the raids. Shang-Chi is just one of those characters that's like, all right, what do I invest in now? Shang-Chi. You should definitely consider Shang-Chi as an investment character.
All right. Let's go. And let's wrap this up with tech. Kestrel, Doom, Doc Ock, Nebula Ghost, Minerva, Ultron, Shuri. That's like the top 8 right there. Um, don't see anything else. I know sooner or later more tech characters are going to come replacing here. We do know next patch, we do know Lady Deathstrike is a tech character. Possibly could be a good character to be put on here as she is a newer meta character. But overall, what are you thinking so far?
Everything you're saying is absolutely right. The only thing, if he's running one of the outside Doom lanes, or in Doom 2 will need this. Misty Knight's ability to do ability block and stun is
Okay.
really great for the tech lanes. There's no character like her. So that might be another individual farm up. And hey, maybe it's time to kind of put a little bit love into Heroes for Hire for your war defense.
All right, and that's if we're talking about war defense with the Heroes for Hire. We know how excruciating, painful they are to take on. So with that, Angels, man, you're in great shape. You should have no problem transitioning into Doom 2 as you just level up your characters as you level up. But with that said, any last notes you want to give, Matt, before we wrap this up?
No, I just want to steal his roster. It's better than mine.
Oh, me too. All right, guys. If you guys want to support these roster reviews that we do, you guys can do us a huge favor. Hit that thumbs up button. If you're new and haven't done so already, hit the subscribe. And if you don't want to miss any other roster reviews we do, don't forget that notification bell, and we'll catch you guys on the next one. Bye.